Om. Namaste. Hope all are happy. Today we will take up a link subject. A subject that will link the very source with us. Most of us wanted to get spiritual awakening. Most of us wanted to go further in spiritual. Most of us wanted to awaken ourselves. Many of us are more interested in getting enlightenment. But how the enlightenment will happen? What is enlightenment? If enlightenment happens, you will know what is what, where is what, how is what. All such things will be known. For example, let us assume we are entering a room which is full of darkness, which is so black, engulfed with full darkness. What is there inside is not known to us. What do? We put a light. The moment light is put, subject to our eyesight being, how strong, we are in a position to look at what is there inside the house, whether it is a zoo full of animals or full of gold and diamond, full of jewelry, full of cash, or full of grains, or full of sick people, or that room has nothing. Until the light is thrown there, nothing is visible. The moment light is thrown there, something is visible to us. So, in order to get enlightenment, what we need to do? First and foremost, we should have a Deha, we should have a human body. The body has to have some sensible brain, a brain which is able to calculate, assimilate, understand, give out a output which contains some kind of wisdom, some kind of meaningful material for us as well as the people who are around us, in case somebody wants to listen to us and somebody wants to follow us. Unless this happens, where is the question of enlightenment happening? First we need a body, then we need a mind, then we need an intellectual knowledge, then we should be capable of breathing in and breathing out. We should have basic idea about the society in which we are. We should have some basic knowledge about the language we understand, about the language we are going to understand from our guru, our teacher, or from the divinity. When all this culminate in one point, assume that point is samyama. As a result of samyama, we have become a wholesome, intellectual or non-intellectual person. The intellectual person gets quickly the enlightenment. The non-intellectual person gets little later after becoming aware. In order to have this body, in order to have this life, who is responsible? Some human being, some in divinity has to play a physical role, a male and a female, considered to be father and mother of that child. That child happens to be me, that child happens to be you, little later a grown-up individual. So the father and mother are the linking for the chain. Father's father and father's mother father's grandfather and father's grandmother becoming the linking chain for us. Mother's husband is our father, mother's father and his wife, mother's grandfather and his wife, mother's father's grandfather and father's grandmother. These are the people known to us, more stories from them, more experiences from them through the father or grandfather or the mother or grandmother on either side. We get to know something about this world. We get to know something about the next other worlds also. We get some property, we inherit some property from them. We inherit some habits from them. We inherit some experiences from them. We inherit some memories through them. We also inherit good behaviors from them. Most of the time, let us assume their behaviors are good. They leave a lineage through us. Now, as we go up and up, the great grandfather's wife, his father and his wife, his father and his wife, his father and his wife, on father's side, similarly on mother's side, the link goes on, above, becomes invisible to us. Just because it is invisible to us does not mean that they are not there or they were not here or they are not going to be there. They are available to us in a different form. You have given a send-off to one of your friends or relatives in a platform, in a important train. You are showing your hands, tata, tata, cheerio, see you back, happy journey, everything we tell. But the moment train moves, till the sight of our eye goes, we show our hands, we wave our hands, they also wave their hands. We are making a journey and we are on the way. We also need to go there and catch hold of them. At least 2 generations we will let a catch hold, this side and that side. Yes or no? This being the case, without linking ourselves to our own parents, whether they are alive or not alive, with their physical body here, how we will connect to the divinity? Very serious question. Only intellectuals can understand. Don't mean like that. Even a small child can understand, provided we have an understanding ability. This is the very basic question we need to ask ourselves. How do we connect with our parents who are in the form of Petrus? One thing is very certain, until we connect with our own parents, whether they are alive or not, we are not going to be connected with the divinity at all. We will claim so many things, we can do so many things, we can demand so many things, but until we get connected, out of mind is out of sight. Generally we speak borrowed from English theories. But what does Indian ethos, what does Indian culture, what does Indian tradition, what does Sanatana Dharma teaches us? We will have to introspect and see. In order to keep them in mind, in order to keep them happy with us, wherever we go, we need to keep them happy even when they are not visible. Not that we should respect only the alive parents. We will have to respect the deceased parents and those 2 individuals who are responsible for making our father to come to this world, and those 2 individuals who were the cause to bring our mother to this world. Likewise, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 16, 16 becomes so and so. It goes on, spreads. What does it mean? The more number of Petrus we are getting connected with, more number of showers on us. The grace showers in multitude. But many of us do not even remember the names of our Petrus. At least 3 generations from father side and at least 3 generations from mother side. This is more important. Until this happens, awakening cannot happen. Until this happens, enlightenment cannot happen. If somebody claims, I have so much things in my life, I have so much wealth in my kitty, I have so much balance in my bank, all is nullified, not having respected the parents and forefathers, in general, in simple term called Petrus. Coming to the context, in order to remember them at least once in a month, the Sanatana Dharma describes in Vedic texts that on Aamavasya day, where the sun and moon almost come close to each other, maybe 10 degrees apart, they join. When they are close to each other, not exactly sun coming on the moon or moon coming on the same latitude or longitude, but when they are 10 degrees apart, because always the father and mother, they are next to each other, they are not one on the other. In order to pay respect to them on Aamavasya, the no moon day, when a person's father is departed, after his first year of father's full year ceremony is over, from the next Aamavasya, offering respect and through a ritual is called Aamavasya Tarpanam. Many Brahmin community, they offer Tarpanam at least following 50% of the rituals, whether they are able to recite the proper sloka or not. At least they are able to do 50%. At least they are to the tune of invoking the names of the Petrus and their Gotra and their relationship they offer. Those who are not Brahmins, it does not mean they do not have parents. It does not mean they need not offer. They can also offer. If at all, if it becomes a little more cumbersome and ritual oriented and caste oriented and time oriented to appoint a Brahmin priest to take the help and offer Aamavasya Tarpanam for some of the interested members who are listening to this YouTube video. In the next video, on an auspicious day, I will be giving a very simple step by which one will be able to offer Aamavasya Tarpanam, at least by the male member. There is no bar that only male has to offer Tarpanam and female need not offer. In ancient days, even the females were following what male was doing. That is the reason the sacred thread will be in 3 layers. One layer for the brahmacharya, the second layer will be for the grahastha who is already married. The third one will be there in a very critical situation where another Brahmin who is wearing a sacred thread goes for bath or anywhere. If one is lost, the Brahmin who is next to him will be able to give one layer of his sacred thread so that he remains. Out of the 2 layers of sacred thread, what is worn by a person who was born twice after his Upanayam, the one is a stepney like what we are carrying for a car or a vehicle. Out of the 2, one is for the self and the second layer is to be given to wife, and while he is imparting the Vedic knowledge to his wife, the male has to impart all that knowledge he learned from his guru to his wife by giving one layer of the sacred thread to wife. As such, a female also is equivalent to a male, but over a period of time, the practice has changed and male is offering Tarpanam. So, I am coming to say there is no distinction between male and female in Vedic literature. All are equal before God. Beggar and tycoon both are same as far as the divinity is concerned. A person physically incapable and physically capable both are same. A person who knows the sacred mantras and slokas, a person who does not know anything, both are same in front of the divinity. A person who is rich and a person who is poor, both are same in front of the divinity. A person full of ignorant, a person full of knowledge, both are equivalent in front of the divinity. So, in order to offer the Tarpanam, only three things are required. One is the sacred grass, Dhruva grass. Another is a pot full of water and a few seeds of Dill or sesame seeds. Now let us think what is most of us know about this sacred grass, the Dhruva grass. If required, we will take up a separate class for Dhruva grass also. About water, many of us know. If required, we will take another video for water also. But today let us concentrate on the sesame seeds, the black sesame seeds, black Dill seeds. Look at this image. This is the black Dill seeds. These are the only three things which are needed apart from some a brass vessel, a spoon, a plate, a platform. All these things are added for our comfort. The basic things are only three: sesame seed, a pot full of good water, and a few pieces of sacred grass or the Dhruva grass. Why sesame seed is given so much importance? What is so about it? This seed has got so much of sacred messages to give to us. The black sesame seed is capable of absorbing all negative energies in and around us. As and when we wanted to do a puja, as and when we wanted to offer a prayer, as and when we wanted to offer something to the departed souls, there will be dushta shaktis, there will be negative energies around us which will be disturbing us. Because we are going to get salvation through this method. Getting a salvation, there will be hundreds of hurdles, hundreds of negative energies can attack us. As a result, the negative results are absorbed by the sesame seed. The negative energies are always present in the atmosphere and in and around us. Also inside our body. That is the reason Patanjali Maharishi says that wash the internal body also in a sloka. In order to cleanse the surroundings, let us understand these black seeds are used. Black sesame seeds have special ability to absorb spiritual powers and also capable of removing the spiritual impurities within and around us. The black covering for the seed denoting and represents the subtle body of the departed souls. In turn, our ancestors' subtle body is the outermost cover of the sesame seed. By offering the black sesame seed in the tarpana, the impurities of the subtle body, what we call it as sukshma sharira, because after the departure, they lose the body, we burn the body or bury the body, only the subtle body goes up, though subtle body is rotating and revolving around in the space and all those subtle bodies are with impurities. Those impurities are removed by the sesame seeds when we offer in the tarpana along with the water. This aids in reducing the impurities of the departed souls, making their journey with ease. Whenever we wanted to climb a hill or a mountain, we have to be less burdened with luggage. In the same way, the impurities are much more weight, much more burden, even for the subtle body. As we discussed in earlier also, the subtle body can be crushed to become a seed like that we can crush it. But when it is expanded as a thin layer, it gets a rupa, which we call it as a subtle body of the departed soul or living souls, living body or departed body. By doing this, the purity of this departed soul's subtle body also gets increased. It becomes easy for them to travel upward so that they reach the moksha. Until they reach the moksha, we are not going to reach the moksha. If you are taking up a journey, in between the road link is cut, if the bridge is washed away, where do we continue the journey? It is like this. When there is a link is cut, then it becomes very difficult. We do not know how do we travel. That is the reason we need to maintain the continuity through the links. As the ancestors ascend up and up, the negative karmas are lessened and good karmas are attained. It makes the way for us very clear. The single road could become double road. The double road becomes 4-lane road, making our journey very easy. By this way, the burden lessened, Petrus are very happy. They give us the grace because they move fast. While going fast, they cleanse the area and make the way further cleaned and provide us a very good base as well as a very best route also. Once they reach the destination comfortably, they will also ensure that we also should reach that destination comfortably. To this extent, they will take care of and lay the path comfortably for us. In many families or some families, many major or minor incidents take place. Many negative incidents take place continuously and no clues are available. What is the reason? Because the link has been lost. Until the link is perfectly set again, then it is not possible for us to get into the mainstream of the Pitraloka. Very blindly we can say this is because of not being able to offer tarpanas in time to the Pitrus, so that they have suffered and they have fallen somewhere to disgraced place. As a result, they do not have energy to make a pathway for us. They are not comfortable. A person who is with debility cannot make others strong, cannot give immunity to others. As a result, not only they are suffering, in the days to come, in the years to come, our generation, including us also, will be suffering. This is the lesson we need to learn from this YouTube message. Deciding to listen, deciding not to listen, deciding to ignore. Every individual has got right to do that, but listeners will definitely get some 50% benefit. Those who are following will get at least 80% good benefits around us. That is the reason we wanted to touch upon this particular subject today. Many of the negative incidents happening, many of the disturbing incidents taking place, many of the sickness in the family, many failures in the family, many debacles in the family, loss of property, unwanted court case, all those things can be very well lessened or eradicated by following, keeping the Pitrus happy by offering Tilatarpana every month on a new moon day, or which is called as Aamavasya day. Agastya Siddha and also many other Siddhas I have very clearly proclaimed and declared that the ancestor curse is a very serious curse, and such curses become the main reason for the majority of the debacles, majority of the bad incidents happening in and around a family. Once we are back on the track as described above, then things starts improving. We will be able to attain something which was very difficult for us to attain in other ways. So, whatever happens, when the trouble comes, we will have to face it individually. We may acquire property, we may acquire cash and leave it for the next generation, but that generation should be happy, that generation should be strong enough to follow until we do not leave a lineage of offering respect to our forefathers. Then we also will be ignored. The money what we leave, the property what we leave will not become a lineage. That will be spent in wrong methods and wrong ways, and they also will become a bad individuals in the society for which we become cause. If a person becomes a bad individual in the society, then he will not think about himself. Where is the question of he or she thinking about his parents and forefathers? Many of the children of the parents are today not with the parents. They are in a different country. They may be financially strong, but what is the fate when father is expired, when mother is expired? They are not able to come. What more curse they need, not being with the parents when in the last moment of their life. This is how we will have to think much more about this particular subject. There are months, there are days, or there are occasions, or there will be some occasion where an individual will not be in a position to follow all the 12 months. Somewhere something will be missed. Then there will be something where we will be missing to offer the annual ceremony itself for obvious reason. In order to overcome and in order to take back the backlogs, the Mahalaya Aamavasya is celebrated so that we accumulate all that we have missed and offer at least on that day, which comes once in a year. Alaya is gathering, Mahalaya is all gathering. It is said that on that auspicious Mahalaya Paksha, that is that 15 days, which is mentioned as Pitru Paksha, and culminating in the last day with Mahalaya Aamavasya, all the Pitrus from Pitraloka will descend on the earth seeking food offerings, that is the Tilatarpana, the Till, the water, only two things in order to keep some sacredness to avoid negative energy. The sacred grass also is kept as a protection. The sesame seeds are also work as antioxidants and removes the fat from the body when it is consumed as a part of food. The till oil also helps in a long way when it is used in different ways. Even for oil therapy, oil pulling, etc., the sesame seeds are used to extract oil. There are so many medical and spiritual benefits. We can go on listing as far as the sesame seeds are concerned. But let us limit as of now only to offering tarpanam to the departed soul. When sesame is used in a very easy method through oil and seeds, it also can be a cure for type 2 diabetes at least. That is the reason the Sanishwara Bhagavan, who is worshipped through till oil, is always portrayed as the lean divinity. Shani Bhagavan will always be lean and tall. Keeping these things in mind, in addition to this, there is one more very valid reason also is given somewhere, which I read in my childhood. The sesame seeds are nothing other than the hairs of Mahavishnu. Why these sesame seeds are used is when a hair is mixed in a food, the food becomes untouchable. When the negative energies, the Rakshasas or the negative gods come and attack us, when the seed is used offering tarpana, it becomes a contaminated for them. It is specifically used for Petrus, also is one of the reason. Keeping these things in our mind, let us concentrate on sesame seed. Let us enlarge one sesame seed. Let us consciously look at this sesame seed. Inside the sesame seed, some of the members will be able to see their forefathers, their Petrus, their departed parents. They can even, when they go little deep also, they will be able to encounter the divinity. But the divinity will be the last core. Until we satisfy the Petrus, we may not be encountering the divinity itself. It is a lengthy decision. It is a lengthy journey. Let us make an attempt. Let us involve ourselves in samyama by looking at the single seed in front of us, and let us see where our journey moves, how we are able to pay our respects to our Petrus. In the next coming days, we will try to issue one more video, a simple procedure. How do we offer tarpanam to our forefathers? For those who have not learnt how to offer tarpanam, or those who have not been offering, a simple method. There is no need, there is no rule that the tarpanam has to be offered only in Sanskrit. God understands all languages. What language we need, what language we know, what language we can speak, what language we can understand, we can invoke the God and offer the tarpanam in our own way. That simple way I will touch upon. Let me see how best I will be able to do in next video. When next Aamavasya comes, let me make an attempt and give it to you, so that in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes, we will be able to offer Pitru Tarpana to all the departed souls, so that we are able to invoke them at the right time and get to the full grace of our parents, our grandparents, and our great grandparents. Today Samyama, the focus is the sesame seed which is in front of you. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha. Om Sadguru Babaji Namaha.